Welcome back to Red Panda of Destiny, here for another episode of Show of the Year. We're, of course, still covering 2017's American Vandal. And today we're on episode 6, Gag Order. Bit of an innuendo there, but also true. So, this is where things go badly for the documentarians. The episode opens with a Krista Carlisle protest of her standing up and saying, "I drew the dicks." I drew the dicks, if that didn't come through. Whispery there. And then somebody else says, "I drew the dicks. I drew the dicks." And everybody stands up, and the vice principal gets very unhappy, and he bans American Vandal from Hanover High, from filming, from anyone watching it, from using school equipment. So, yeah, pretty much puts a damper on their production. And so they kind of investigate a little bit further. They look into teacher complaints and find out that the school has not uploaded a single complaint in, would have been 4 years. This is set in 2016. Yeah, 4 years. No complaints. Suspicious. And they go and they figure out whose car was most likely the start. They come up with 3 possibilities. Maida, the science teacher, who's a bit of a dick, takes students' electronics for the entire semester. Kind of seems like overkill, but okay. Coach Rafferty, who is clearly disliked by Krista, and possibly someone else, but we'll talk about that later. And Vice Principal Keene. And being how much trouble Keene has already caused, it's not hard to believe that somebody doesn't like him. And there's, it kind of reveals a rivalry between Kraz and Rafferty. I think it's just mostly a rivalry thing with Kraz and Rafferty. Because there's footage of Rafferty accepting an award and Kraz storming out because he clearly thought he was going to get the award. And I think this is the episode where Kraz gets fired for things he said in the first episode, which were inappropriate. I think things he did was calling a student hot. Sketchy. And he also insulted Coach Rafferty and some other teachers. Several other teachers, actually. It's a random side note, though. I noticed they start interviewing him in his garage after this, and I noticed that right beside him is a scooter I used to own. Just weird thing. The second electric scooter I had, I think it's called a Curry E500. It's just right there. It's another connection to my high school years, I suppose. I suppose if I want to draw more connections, there's also 2 focuses of the same generation as mine, so whatever. Then we have some fun with Pat Micklethwaite, who managed to get on, what's her name? Oh, it's Sarah Pearson's hookup list. And they're like, Pat Micklethwaite? Because I think he's supposed to be like the ugliest guy in school, but somehow he gets laid twice. Although, being how this episode is, or this stuff is portrayed, I'm guessing get laid isn't quite as exciting as it would be for an adult. But I guess that's how it was there for some reason. Kind of rightfully toned it down more than, or no more than necessary, shall we say. But they do eventually talk to Keene, and Peter accuses him of not filing the teacher complaints as they should have been, because apparently in California they are uploaded to a public database so that anyone can view them. I assume that that's real. They didn't make that up, but maybe they did. Makes sense for oversight purposes. And that gets them suspended. I'm not sure how long. I think it's probably only for a week or so. But yeah, which the school is looking pretty suspicious at this point. And then there's some sudden evidence at the end that somebody had an issue with Coach Rafferty. There's pictures of his office just trashed, and whiteboard that says "stick your dick somewhere else," which makes the dick thing quite fitting. Still doesn't explain why you'd spray all of the cars. I mean, I guess you cover it up, but it's kind of like you wouldn't want your target to know what you're doing if that's why you're after Coach Rafferty. But yeah, that's the cliffhanger for this episode. Join us next week, and we'll see what that leads to.